We're going to be singing Love Lifted Me, which is on page 505 if you wanted to follow along. But the story behind the song is, let me read it here. The author is James Rowe, who was born in 1865 and died in 1933, was born in England, the son of a copper miner, and he immigrated to the United States from Ireland in 1889. He was a railroad worker for 10 years in New York before becoming an inspector for the Hudson River Humane Society. Love Lifted Me was written and published in 1912 and gained popularity among United Methodists as one of the frequently sung songs in the Cokesbury hymnal. Rowe's text was inspired by two biblical stories. The first from Matthew 14, where the disciples were in a boat in the middle of the frightening storm, and they saw Jesus walking on the sea. He commanded Peter to join them, and Peter also began walking on the water toward Jesus. And the storm scared Peter, and he began to sink, calling out to Jesus, "Save me." And Jesus caught Peter by the hand, lifted him up, and they got into the boat. And the second story is in Matthew 8, in which Jesus was asleep in the boat, while the disciples were alarmed by a powerful storm threatening to throw them all into the sea. They waked Jesus and asked him to help them. Jesus rebuked the storms, and the disciples thanked him. And Rowe's hymn masterfully incorporates both stories, using sinking or being swamped in the sea as an illustration for sinking deep in sin, sinking to rise no more. Jesus, the master of the sea, hears our pleas for help, reaches out to us in love, and lifts us up into the well-being of grace.
Far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. All my heart to him I give, ever to him I'll cling. In his blessed presence live, ever his praises sing. Love so mighty and so true merits my soul's best songs. Faithful, loving service to him belongs. Love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. Souls in danger look above, Jesus completely saves. He will lift you by his love out of the angry waves. He's the master of the sea, billows his will obey. He, your Savior, wants to be saved today. Love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, help. Love